Hola a todos, bienvenidos un día más. Vamos a continuar donde lo habíamos dejado en el último día, que es tras la revelación de saber que somos un demonio y que nuestra madre murió a manos de Emma. Así que estamos en la habitación y vamos a abrir la puerta a ver quién llama. Let's go. Antes de nada, vistazo rápido, que no haya por aquí nada para coger. Algún tipo de consumible. No parece, ¿verdad? Vale, perfecto. Esto. Siempre lo... siempre vengo aquí y siempre doy ese puto libro. Vamos a ver quién peta la puerta.
Sir Gregory?
Hostias.
Good day, Louis. I think it would be good to talk. How are you feeling?
I don't know.
I understand. I heard that William spoke to you at last about our nature and our family. It's a good thing, but you must be a bit shaken up.
That's the least you can say.
I bid you welcome among us, Louis. Knowing William, he probably didn't go into any detail about our family, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Sí, hombre.
How many of us are there in the family?
We are 8 brothers and sisters.
What do you mean by brothers and sisters if we can change bodies?
You reason with logic. We have retained the human habit. When we first come into this world, we retain a certain attachment to our first envelope. If we are born as a man, we are brothers. If we are born as a woman, we are sisters. But I must admit, it has absolutely no real importance. They're just bodies.
Well, tell me then, are there any other families like ours?
There are officially 7, but we're the oldest and therefore the most powerful.
Is there a head of the family?
You'll see. You'll meet them all, of course, when you are ready. They created us and set out the rules, especially our father. As for our mother, she retired from the political stage. We don't see her much anymore. I think that all these questions simply bore her.
What's Lord Mortimer's problem?
I think he allows himself to be devoured by a need for recognition.
Has he always been like that?
More or less, but thinking about it, I believe that the birth of our latest sibling greatly accentuated his discomfort.
Do you think he's jealous?
I didn't realize you were so good at behavioral analysis. Indeed, William certainly is prone to jealousy. Finding one's place, notably in the eyes of our father, is not easy. And we each do what we can to succeed. But I can't justify this perpetual rebellion against our rules.
Vale, esto no lo podemos usar, que este mamón se mosquea. Y no voy a darle a esta puta mierda para saber desde cuándo existimos, para que me diga desde tiempos inmemoriales y gastar 2 putos puntos. No fucking way. Así que no tengo preguntas, señoría.
I see. There is still much to learn.
Yes, it's true. You've got some catching up to do, my boy. One thing you must understand, regarding any disagreements that might arise between William and myself, is his position with regard to mankind.
What do you mean?
Well, for centuries we've been trying to help, and therefore preserve humanity. Monarchies are simple and practical. They enable us to inspire humanity efficiently, and I can't understand why William wants to replace them with democracy.
But if your intention is not to dominate the human race, why not let them be master of their own destinies?
I perfectly understand this type of reaction from you, less from William. The main thing you're lacking is time. Man is transient, And one of his particularities is that he does not learn from the errors of his peers. He uses up an incredible amount of energy building and destroying whatever he himself has put into place. If we weren't here to help them, guide them, I sincerely believe that humanity would have become extinct by now. We are eternal, Louis. When we plan ahead, we do it for the long term.
Yes, I understand, but that's more like tyranny, isn't it?
Well, it's all a question of your point of view. From man's point of view, I can understand how he would have that impression, if ever he found out. But don't forget your true nature. From the demon's point of view, in other words, ours, letting man do as he thinks fit would equate to letting him race to his own demise.
But what about man's freedom to choose?
That is man's worst enemy, Louis. Imagine a creature that dies without reaching the age of adulthood. It remains a child. We have to help him, otherwise he will put himself in danger. It has taken centuries for our family to establish relative peace between demons. Thanks to this policy, we have been able to decide everything by confining the other families to subordinate roles. And now William is obsessed with disrupting everything.
Peace between demons? What do you mean?
I'm not talking about conflicts within our family. If that was all there was, everything would be fine. But several other families, younger but nonetheless powerful, are trying to upset the balance. At present, we dominate most of the major countries around the globe. But some families are pushing, via less influential countries, to gain ground. Do you understand?
As best I can, yes.
When the time comes, you must take up a position on the political chessboard. I only hope your father doesn't take you down with him.
Are you suggesting he might be in danger?
Well, Louis, our father's patience is not limitless. If William ever does go too far, then yes, he will be in danger. I want you to make an informed choice. Now go and see your father, see what he has to say, and then think it over very carefully.
That's exactly what I intended to do. Thank you, Uncle.
Don't mention it. If I've been able to help you in any way, go now.
Buah, qué liadas. Estos dos tienen el puto Juego de Tronos aquí montado. Y yo en el medio, cojonudo. La mejor de las situaciones. Vale, reúnete con Mortimer en su estudio. En su estudio, que será, si no me equivoco, el piso de arriba. Vale, estamos aquí. Y hay que llegar... Vestíbulo del segundo piso. Creo que era aquí, ¿no? Vamos por aquí, sí. Tarataratan. Hostia. El puto cura.
I haven't the time.
Es un tío ocupado. Vamos a ver. Este es el vestíbulo, por aquí nada. ¿Qué cojones? ¿Ahora me va a hablar Washington o qué?
Louis, busy as always, I see. How lucky you are. I must admit I'm trying to kill the boredom myself.
I get the impression we're all in the same boat.
And here I was thinking you might have some juicy gossip.
Me? No, nothing at all. And you?
I would like to be able to say yes, but it's been dead quiet. The only one with anything to say is Duke Manuel. But with that accent of his, I don't understand a word he says. It's exasperating.
Right. I've wasted enough time. I'll keep our conversation to myself, Mr. President. Anyway, I must be going now.
See you later, Louis.
Arriba. Bueno, entiendo que el estudio será esto, o sea, su despacho. Efectivamente, vale, vamos bien. Puntines de miel o algo así. Eso es miel, eso es miel. Nunca está de más. Nunca está de más, vale.
Louis, I was sure you would stay. I'm proud of you. You've made the right choice. You must have been disappointed not to have been able to speak to Sarah one last time. I would have liked her to tell you herself.
Well, I guess I'll never know now.
True. Even so, there is one more thing I haven't told you about her. Sarah was my daughter.
What? But why didn't you tell me the truth about her?
¿Qué
I thought that
cojones?
might be too many truths to absorb at one time. I intended to tell you afterwards. You were in a hurry, so I made a decision. You've been able to understand and choose for yourself. How do you feel?
Hard to say. Confused about everything? I have to admit, it's been a lot to take in such a short amount of time.
What could be more normal? It may have been a bit brutal, but you've just grown up in a very short space of time. From now on, you can influence your own future. I will guide you. We've all the time we need.
You're not the first to make me that offer.
What do you mean by that?
Your brother, Sir Gregory.
Gregory. Why am I not even surprised? What did he say?
I've been given to understand that you have a difficult relationship with your father. Isn't that right?
Let's just say we don't see things the same way. I ended up finding out that there's a world outside the rules he has imposed on us.
It seems you find yourself in the same position that you've placed men. You were told what to do, what to think, and you found it unbearable. Imagine if humanity finds out you secretly direct them. How do you think they'd react?
Your analogy is not without substance. But that's where it ends. Man's main flaw is his willingness to forget and to make the same errors time and again. He can't help it. He is mortal. I don't impose anything on anyone. I'm just following my own path.
But where does it lead?
I suppose I should explain. For centuries now, demons have emerged in and around great leaders all over the world. But like true tyrants, they have governed with an iron fist in a studded glove.
That's the impression I get.
But you see, people's discontent is increasing, and they are too high up to hear it. They take themselves for gods. Sooner or later, the people will turn against us, just as they have in the past. Each time it's happened, many of us have died. We must master the humans, yes, but gently. And the best way of doing that is by allowing them a free choice, Louis.
You really are trying to liberate men.
Of course, not entirely, no. It is easier to keep control over people who slumber than people who are oppressed. A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man. Whereas, if you give him a roof, food, and entertainment, he will do whatever you want. The best way of getting them to achieve something is to make them think it was their idea. For that, they have to feel as if they are free.
Hang on. What do you mean?
Look at the United States. From the start, I introduced an idea that will change everything. The idea that everything is possible. Everyone can become someone. Is there anything more beautiful?
You mean it's not true?
Man can move mountains when he believes it is in his own interest. And what nobler cause is there than his own freedom?
Do you have any more examples?
Of course. What obscurantism! By harping on this concept of good and evil, guilt and redemption, look where men are now. locked up in beliefs that should no longer exist. It's time for men to rediscover themselves and to take control of their lives as they really are, without any moral judgment.
Talk to me about slavery.
Well, take the slave trade, for example. It's an archaic practice that simply has to stop. Today, black slaves of America work for free and in unbearable conditions. Tomorrow, if you free the blacks and offer them work along with a salary, they will bless you for it. Then, they will be integrated into the system. They will be taxable. Once they are free, they will have to work for a roof, pay taxes, and feed their families. Maybe we could take away the civil rights of prisoners, for example. In this way, we'll keep control of all those who respect the system and benefit from the others as workforce.
And what would you propose for women?
They must be given the right to work and to vote. Look, at the moment, they don't work. They take care of raising children. What a mistake. We have to get them out of the house. Make them work. In this way, not only will they become consumers, but they will also delegate the job of education to the system. We could guide humanity from a young age, Louis, don't you see? Today, we are wasting too much time.
Tell me what you think about progress.
Progress is essential, Louis. It's the future.
What else?
Progress must liberate humanity from burdensome chores. Progress must replace man wherever his presence is not obligatory. It creates both the desire and the need. It will liberate women as soon as the machines are able to do all the chores in the home automatically. It will bring men together by bringing a faster means of locomotion. Look at the cultural revolution that printing brought about. But the most important of all has already been laid. The foundation stone. Freedom of speech. The First Amendment of the Constitution. There must be opponents to every project. So, above all, don't develop a one-track approach. Otherwise, man won't have enough room for expression to feel free. If man sees his chains, he will only want to break them. If we give men the feeling that they are free, I am convinced that they will exceed their limits. And it is only from that condition that humanity shall rise up.
But do you want to dominate or raise humanity higher?
I want it to advance. I want it to progress. Man is our vessel. If he progresses, then so do we. Wouldn't you like to know what we really are?
Who do you mean? Demons?
Yes, us. Our species. I've been searching for centuries, trying to find a way to explain the reason of our existence. But humanity is not yet evolved enough to make any progress on this subject. I am convinced that the sciences will bring that knowledge someday.
So, that's your objective, is it? To understand who we are. I see your point.
Our family clings to its privileges and to the past, and that's how they are putting us in danger. The time has come for change. Now that you know your true nature, there are still a few things I need to teach you.
What do you mean exactly?
A new skill, and not the least, Louis. It's about taking control of a person.
How do you do it?
It's an animal resonance. How it works is still a bit unclear even to us.
Igual
Like
influir
a
ahora en
wave or a
el
sound? That seems the most likely.
Congreso,
Yes.
pero esto no
In
va a
my
venir
opinion,
mal, yo creo.
demons are capable of tuning their psychic frequency to that of others. That is why, for example, I tend to surround myself with deaf and dumb servants. The servants dressed in black. I infiltrated them. I opened a channel between them and me, and then I deprived them of speech and hearing. This way, no other demon can turn them against me.
Este pavo es un hijo de
I don't
puta,
see
¿eh?
how I could do that.
I shall help you the first time.
Okay, let's not waste any more time.
I deduce that you're impatient to master what's in store for you. That is good. I thought I'd mix business with pleasure for this first time.
What do you mean by that?
The conference will come to a close shortly, as you know. Not that I'm fed up with archaic diplomacy, but it's time to ensure the success of this project. To make this happen, I would like Piaggi to inform the Pope he has changed sides.
You're going to use your powers to alter the votes?
The real game is about to begin, Louis. Up till now, the guests have been sizing each other up. From now on, it's time for Gregory and myself to play, as well as you yourself. Now, here is my plan. I would like you to join His Eminence in his room.
Just play along. We'll see when the time comes. Very well. And then?
You're going to have to trust me. What we're going to do is painless for the human you are going to invade.
Invade?
Yes. You're going to enter his mind and take control. You're going to influence his actions and his psyche. Make him speak, then concentrate. You must focus on him in order to feel his thoughts. Then, while speaking, you must link with him. Once you're done, you will naturally find your way to the source and enter into his thoughts.
But what if I fail?
Trust in your instincts. You just have to let yourself go. You have the skill. Let your nature come to the fore. You'll see. If you fail, you'll be in for some light banter with His Eminence. That's all. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Very well.
Perfect. Go now. The Cardinal is in his room. You will have to write a letter to the Pope as if Piaggi had written it himself. In this letter, tell the Pope that whatever happens during the conference, he must follow my propositions. But be careful. In order to protect himself from counterfeiters, the Pope had Piaggi's hand tattooed with a symbol to be sure of his identity. You'll see when you're inside him. You'll understand. Once it's written up, just bring it back to me and I'll send it off immediately.
All right. I'll take care of it.
Este tío es un puto rata. Ya no sé cuál de los dos es mejor, dentro de que los dos son malos, evidentemente. Si aquí el amigo o ser Gregory. Vale, la habitación de Piaggi, ¿dónde estaba? Joder, en la otra punta. Pues vamos a ver. A ver el jaleo que tenemos ahora con Piaggi. No hay cosas para coger, ¿no? Espero para abajo, por ahí no hay nada. Vale, la habitación de Piaggi era esta, puede ser. Manuel Godoy. Y por aquí tiene que ser la de Piaggi. Creo que era la siguiente porque esa era nuestra. ¿Este libro se puede coger? No. Vale, Cardenal Piaggi.
Ah, well, Louis, what brings you back to my chambers?
May I sit down?
Of course, Louis. Don't you feel good?
Estoy pensando yo, claro, cuando le estaba sangrando la nariz que hablamos, igual había uno de estos cabrones dentro,
What can I do for you?
Right.
intentando
Now I need to
manipularlo.
concentrate.
I wanted to speak to you, Your Eminence. What exactly is your role with regard to the Holy Father?
What? What on earth is he playing at?
It's coming.
You're a cardinal in Pictori. Why don't you admit it?
Impertinent little brat. Louis, I don't find this conversation in very good taste.
All right, it's coming. Come on, Giuseppe, let me in.
What?
I've done it. I've done it, damn it. He was right. This is just crazy. I can't believe it. Look at yourself, Louis. You better not get caught. Whoa. I still need to get used to this body. So, let's see about what Mortimer asked me.
Right. Well, it's time I got started.
Let's see what I can find here to help me write that letter. I have no means to validate my forgery, so I better take my time with it and not make any mistakes. There are 2 letters from the Pope on the desk. I should be able to get a clue or 2 by checking how well they correspond to each other. And here are 3 stamps. All are different.
No, por favor, no empecemos con esto. Mi estimado Giuseppe, dado que mi salud no me permite aceptar la invitación de Sir Holm a la casa de los Mortimer, le agradecería que asistiera a la conferencia en mi lugar. Naturalmente deberá darles las gracias a nuestros anfitriones en mi nombre. Fiance nuestros acuerdos con Sir Gregory y comuníquele que la operación relacionada con el cardenal obispo Cheramonti sigue su curso. Confío plenamente en usted, que Dios lo bendiga y lo proteja. Su santidad Giovanni Angelo Brassi. Postdata, no utilice su sello personal cuando me escriba, sino el que tiene mi lema. El 31 del 12 de data. No utilice su sello personal cuando me escriba, sino el que tiene mi lema. Vale, por lo tanto, C1701 data no es el suyo. Y a ver. Mi estimado, sé que se encuentra de camino a la residencia de Lord Mortimer. Espero que tenga buen viaje, aunque se vea obligado a cruzar la campiña francesa en un momento tan convulso. Debe saber que esta misión resulta crucial, amigo mío. Que Dios lo bendiga y lo proteja. SS Giovanni Angelo Bracci. 1701-793 HBA. Vale, EH HBCF y este también, ¿no? EHH. Vale. 17 tal, la misma fecha.
Right. Well, let's start writing. Lord Mortimer asked me to discredit Sir Gregory and to announce Piaggi's final vote in his favor. As an introduction, Your Holiness, thank you for your trust.
¿Y qué pasa si desacredito a ambos? Igual me matan. Es jodido en realidad esto, ¿eh? Porque supuestamente Holm dice que el otro carallo, el Mortimer, está haciendo lo que el padre demonio no quiere. Eso nos puede perjudicar. Si desacreditamos a ambos, también nos puede perjudicar. Y esta en teoría sería la opción más easy. No sé qué hacer, no sé qué hacer. ¿Y si jugamos por libre? Jugamos por libre, desacreditamos a ambos. ¿Qué podría pasar? ¿Qué podría pasar? Venga, va, hemos venido a jugar.
It even appears that Lord Mortimer and Sir Greg
Independiente. Un punto en política.
both have access to obscure, superior forces to help them reach their ends. I think the Papal States, for the sake of their own preservation, ought to condemn this practice of conferences in the future.
Vale, lea las cartas, elegir un sello. ¿Qué sello hay aquí? Ahí hay una cruz. Pero las cartas no están selladas. EH. Vale, este es... No utilice su sello personal cuando... No utilice su sello personal cuando me escriba, sino el que tiene mi lema. Vale. PJ... Es el del Papa, el sello del Papa. GJ. GJ. Y este, mi estimado Giuseppe, sé que se encuentra de camino a la residencia del Hortal. El de EH tampoco es de él. Con lo cual, GJ y EH tiene que ser otro, entonces.
There's a kind of code composed of 6 letters that they always write under the dates of their correspondence. According to Mortimer, it's got something to do with Piaggi's tattoo. I guess I'll have to write one for today's date. Now, ideally, it'd be better to do without it, but I'm going to need to be extremely clever here. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
¿Qué cojones? ¿Qué cojones no añadir el código?
In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the numbers shown in the middle. Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
A ver. La fecha de hoy es 24. 24 tendría que ser... Ah. Y voy a volver a empezar desde el principio a ver qué pasa. Vale, 24 es... ¿Qué cojones? ¿Qué cojones? ¿Qué cojones? A ver,
In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the numbers shown in the
y
middle.
las letras que aparecen en medio. Vale, pero el 24...
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Y 9, ¿no? Y no puedo meter esto. Esto me da rabia, ¿eh? Tengo que meter el código ya. No puedo... Vale, tengo que poner la fecha. 24/1/73. A ver, vamos... No añadir el código. ¿Y qué pasa si no añadimos el código? Que me quita todo eso. Es una auténtica salvajada. Pensar en la lógica del código.
In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below
2
the
del
year.
mes y 4 del año.
Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the numbers shown in the middle. Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code.
El día es lo que no traducen. Con lo cual...
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
24 queda igual. Y hay que poner el 1. Entonces si hay que poner el 1 es EH.
Today the date is 24/01/1793. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
EH y estamos en 1793. HBCF, entiendo. HBCF.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
EH. Claro, sí, pero es lo que dicen ahí, GH. Porque en 1792 ahí cambia, es lo que decían. A ver un momento. Esto
The
es...
letters from the Pope, There are
6 letras debajo de la
letters just
fecha,
below the
efectivamente.
date, 2 just below the month,
2 debajo del mes y
4
4
others
del
below the
año.
year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the numbers shown in the middle. Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Vale, entonces vemos 24. Es que no entiendo muy bien esto, o sea, 24... ¿Cómo está relacionado esto con el código? Se supone que el 24 va a ir delante y que no está traducido. Si 24 no está traducido... Si 24 no está traducido y ahí tenemos 17 porque es el año, pero aquí hay un 92, aquí no hay un 90 y nada. No me rayo, a tomar
I
por el
could
culo.
pretend that the code got erased during the voyage, as if the letter arrived in really bad condition. That would be perfectly understandable given that it's traveled across the seas, right?
Hala. Elegir un sello.
In one of the letters, the Pope asked Piaggi to change and to stop using his personal stamp. He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it.
Cago en el lema del Papa.
Giustizia, misericordia e umiltà. Boy, I gotta brush up my foreign language. I think it's in Italian. Justice, mercy, and humility.
Creo que era este. Justicia, misericordia y humildad.
Piaggi once gave me a sealed letter. It had the same seal on it. I remember now.
Volver. Le dimos al de la derecha, si mal no recuerdo, ¿verdad?
Giustizia,
Sí.
misericordia e
Le dimos al de la derecha. A ver, el de la izquierda.
Boy, I gotta brush a circle with a cross inside. Now, I distinctly remember this seal that Piaggi used on the letter he gave me. This isn't the same stamp. In one of the letters, the Pope asked Piaggi to change and to stop using his personal stamp. He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it.
Le pidió que utilizara uno con el lema del Papa. ¿Cómo? Cago en Diola. Elige el sello correcto para la carta.
On it is written, Flore in domo Domini. Latin, it blooms in the house of God.
Claro, es que el otro, el de justicia tal y cual es igual, es el del... Igual es el del Papa, el del Giuseppe.
This seal is different to the one Piaggi used for the letter he gave me. Yes, I'm certain of it.
No utilice su sello personal cuando me escriba, sino el que tiene mi lema. No utilice su sello personal cuando me escriba, sino el que tiene mi lema. Vale. Vale, el que no utilice su sello personal. Entonces el de la derecha tiene que estar descartado porque es el que utilizaba este, ¿no? A ver, dejar las cartas.
Giustizia, misericordia e umiltà. Boy, I gotta brush. I think it's in Italian. Justice, mercy, and humility.
Vale. Comparar con la carta de Piaggi. Que esta carta era la que él le iba a enviar al Papa.
Piaggi once gave me a sealed letter. It had the same seal on it. I remember now.
Con lo cual esta no debería de ser. Porque no iba a poner el sello para el Papa. Iba a utilizar su sello personal, entiendo, ¿no? O yo estoy entendiendo esto muy mal. A ver. No utilice su sello personal cuando me escriba, sino el que tiene mi lema. Que Dios lo bendiga y lo proteja.
On it is written, Flore in Domo Domini. Latin, it blooms in the house of God.
Flore in Domo Domini. Comparar con la carta de
The
Piaggi.
seal is different to the one Piaggi used for the letter he gave me. Yes, I'm certain of it. In one of the letters, the Pope asked Piaggi to change and to stop using his personal stamp. He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it.
Vale. Ahora que lo pienso, el Piaggi este no tenía en el tatuaje de la mano una cruz. Con lo cual... El lema del Papa. Joder, si tan solo tuviera puntos ahora, me cago en la leche. Mira el sello de la derecha. Vale, el de la cruz. El de la cruz igual es el de la mano.
Now, I distinctly remember this seal that Piaggi used on the letter he gave me. This isn't the same stamp. A circle with a cross inside.
Volver. Voy a tirar por el de en medio, yo creo, ¿eh?
On it is written, Flore in Domo Domini.
Voy a tirar por aquí. Y a chuparlo. Que sea lo que tenga que ser. Leer las cartas en el escritorio. Que sea lo que tenga que ser.
Your Eminence, all ready to send... What's he doing here?
Damn it, that's all I need.
Don't worry, he can't hear us.
What do you mean he can't hear us? What's going on here, Piaggi? The old goat is going to drop us. It's a lousy turncoat. Well, he'd better not tell me he just fell asleep.
Just calm down, calm down. Louis came to see me because he claimed he was hearing
Me cago en...
voices. We've just finished an exorcism session.
An exorcism? Are you having me on? I can't see any exorcism instruments.
That's because I've just put them away.
I don't know what you're up to, Piaggi, but I do know you're trying to pull one over on me.
I was about to fetch someone to take care of him. Would you care to go?
There he is, and there he stays. The perfect opportunity.
What do you mean?
It's been a while now that I've been hoping for a chance to get rid of him.
No, listen, my son. This is all getting out of hand.
Hogwash! I don't trust him in the slightest.
Why not?
Can you keep the secret?
No, I don't think I'd like to know about anything that would justify such an act.
I don't know what's wrong with you, but you really must pull yourself together. The conference will soon be on us, and I don't need you falling to pieces now.
Don't worry, I shall be there.
We've wasted enough time. What if he wakes up? If you don't want to get your hands dirty, just turn away, and leave everything to me.
This is not a decision to be taken lightly.
You're defending him now.
What are you talking about? Of course not.
He's made you change sides, hasn't he?
Joder, es que no tengo puntos para nada y esto me va a costar carísimo. No tengo puntos para nada, qué cerdada.
The slime bag. He works for Mortimer. Good thing I already tried to warn Gregory.
No puedo darle nada de esto, tío. Mi habitación... Es que no puedo darle a nada de esto. Esto es una cagada, no tengo nada de miel. Y sin esto, la conversación ver como el culo.
Even if I confess, his arguments hit home.
So that's it. You don't even bother to hide it.
What's the connection between my vote and his life?
I knew you would end up changing sides. Listen carefully, Piaggi. If you say anything, you'll be the one they find dead in your bed. Huh? Now, just turn around and let me handle this.
Don't touch him! Out of my room!
I don't know what the two of you are up to, but I'll find out sooner or later.
Right. Time for me to get back into my body. Right. Don't just stand there, Louis. Mortimer's waiting for you in the red salon.
Bueno, hemos estado a punto de palmar. Por los pelos. Un punto en distracción. Vale, reúnete con Mortimer en el comedor. Y el comedor es por aquí para abajo, entiendo. Así que media vuelta. Sí, qué importante es lo de el carallo de la miel o la jalea real. Sin eso es... Mierda, creí que había ahí. Sin eso es que estás tan jodido. Pero tan jodido. En el comedor. ¿Y cuál cojones es el comedor? Comedor, vale. Salón escarlata, le llaman el comedor, puede ser. Está Godoy. No quiero enfrentarme a Godoy porque no me hace falta ahora otra puñetera conversación. Hostia.
So, Louis, what was your first time like? Bewildering, isn't it?
Here's your letter. I have to admit that the experience was utterly amazing.
Come, tell me more.
Everything went as planned. I didn't encounter any particular difficulties.
Well done, you. On my first try, well, it took me 3 goes. But you did it. Gregory, what can I do for you?
I've just come to make sure dear Louis has all the information he needs.
Needs for what?
You are free to make your own choices, William. I would like the same for him, too.
There's nothing I want more, Gregory.
Your schemes will lead to your demise, brother. Don't involve Louis. He has nothing to do with all this. The end of the conference approaches, and this masquerade will soon be torn asunder. Don't drag him down with you in your disgrace.
Oh, ye of little faith.
On the contrary, brother, Louis has just entered the family. Give him a chance to find his place.
His place?
What place is that?
At the end of a leash, like all the others.
Don't listen to him. He's angry with our father.
And with good reason. He governs us in the same way he governs humanity, through fear and submission.
Same old tune. When will you understand that it's necessary to impose order for things to move forward properly?
You are under his thumb and proud of it. Open your eyes, for crying out loud. His whole system has become outdated, and he's too old to see it. He will lead us to our demise.
Here he goes with another of his grand speeches. William has always been fond of staging big scenes. It's his theatrical side.
How dare you? You are blind, brother. Even if the evidence bit you on the nose, you still wouldn't see it. I feel sorry for you.
Tea is drunk hot or not at all, William. When will you learn? It's too bitter. You shouldn't let it brew so long.
I knew you'd be coming along. You are so predictable.
Methodical, I would say. Things must be accomplished in the right order if we want the world to keep turning as it does.
You came here to warn me, sir.
No, to advise you.
Advise me against my father. Why?
I think you are capable of deciding for...
You haven't answered my question. Why warn me against my father? What are you afraid he will do to me?
Well, I wouldn't want him to lead you into... I don't know what absurd adventure in which...
You act as though I were in danger.
I agree with Louis, Gregory. You're trying to pass me off as a villain about to devour him.
That's not funny, William. I won't let him follow you.
You see, Louis, Gregory came here to make you change your mind. It's time for things to change. I acknowledge Father has done many good things for humanity, but his time is over, and now he must pass on the torch.
That's enough. There, Louis. That's the pathetic example your father has to offer. I really am sorry about what happened to you. You don't know our family yet. We can't have given you a very good impression, but bear in mind that we are all against William's project.
On the contrary.
If he insists on going through with it, we will have no other choice than to intervene by force. Consequently, my dear Louis, you're going to have to choose sides. I would much rather have met you in different circumstances.
There you are, Louis. See what happens when you don't follow their orders to the letter.
Louis, I'm afraid the time to decide is now. If you follow William, he will drag you down with him. If, on the other hand, you support me, I can assure you that nothing will happen to you. You won't be blamed for your father's errors.
Ah, the masks are off. I offer you liberty. He obliges you to choose, and shamelessly asks you to betray your own father. That is their true face.
Right. Before I answer, well, I'd better think it over very carefully. Do I intend to embrace my demon nature and take my place on the chessboard? Do I stay out of it and do my utmost to stop them? Or do I renounce my nature and do all I can to stay human? It's useless trying to resist my true nature. I'm a demon. May as well accept it. The sooner the better. Even if I continue to live as a human, all my friends and acquaintances will inevitably end up dying. And I'll be left on my own, forever. I'm a demon and I have to behave like one. The sooner, the better.
So? What do you choose, Louis?
Buah. Difícil decisión. Difícil decisión. Porque aparte en la carta, joder, quería intentar mantenerme neutral siendo demonio, porque en la carta le dije que desconfiasen de los dos. Bien es cierto que la carta es como que les va a dar más libre albedrío a los humanos si les dice que no se relacionen más con esta gente. Por lo tanto, tendría que seguir con ello, que al final es lo que quiere este, y en caso de enfadarse su enfado sería menor. En caso de que haya represalias, digo. Vamos a tirar por aquí.
I shall follow my father, Sir Gregory.
Very well. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Please, don't take offense, but I just can't turn my back on him.
It's time we finished what we started, brother. The final vote of the conference over the acquisition of Louisiana will take place in a few hours. I propose you gather your troops and prepare to close the debate.
That's precisely what I was going to suggest.
Come, follow me. It's time for us to get ready.
Do you really think we have a chance of winning?
A chance? You don't know me very well, Louis. We are going to win.
But it only takes one person to vote against us, and we'll have lost.
That's true. That's why none of them will. Why? Because I have an asset that they do not.
Which is...
You. My friends, prepare yourselves. The conference is about to resume. The time has come to lay down all our cards.
No, nada mal. Vale, puntines. Política. Política tiene... Hostia, 8 puntos, qué locura. Vamos a meter un punto en política, porque si ahora va a haber una convención... Agilidad, observación, inquisición, protocolo, persuasión, vale, 4 puntos, protocolo, observación 2 puntos y 2 puntos en distracción. Vamos a tirar con esto. Hemos acabado el capítulo 4, el episodio 4 más bien. Y vamos a arrancar con el episodio 5 y último, el voto final.
From now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts.
You take care of getting the lands. It's imperative. I'll take care of preparing our departure.
She has to pay for all the harm she's done to me.
Meanwhile, let us remain on our guard against any last-minute surprises. I know my brother well. He never prepares for war if he has no chance of winning.
Finding out that I'm a demon makes no difference.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
If I'm asking you all these things, it's for your own good, you know.
You are keeping up the good work, I see. But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge right now.
Don't make me your competition, de Richet. You are no match.
Trust yourselves. It's all already in there.
¿Qué coño hacemos aquí en la cripta?
Dear friends, I'd like to thank you for your continued trust and confidence. I admit that during these past few days, there has been much upheaval. I understand you've all been affected by this. Nevertheless, the world doesn't stop turning, and we are in fact on the verge of reshaping the modern world.
That is what we are all here for, my lord.
Thank you for your enthusiasm, Monsieur Bonaparte. Now you all know what we have to do. I cannot warn you strongly enough. If one of Sir Gregory's guests asks to speak with you, remain on your guard. It is highly likely that he will try to rally as many supporters to his cause as he can. Now, please, go and get some rest before the conference begins, which won't be long now. Louis, stay with me a moment, won't you? I'll be needing your services in a certain matter.
Yes, of course. What's the matter?
Louis, you are the only one here who I totally trust. It is very likely that Gregory will take possession of some of the members of our team. I shall keep them in check over the next few hours. However, I'll need you to... how can I say this? To persuade the members of Gregory's group.
What do you mean by that exactly?
You'll have free rein, my son. Persuade all of them. Use every possible means imaginable. But no physical violence. Let's be very, very clear about that. You must bring them all over to our side. You can do this. I know it.
Very well, Father.
Now go, and come back and see me once you've finished.
I'll be off then.
Vale, pues no puedo meter ningún punto, con lo cual... para adelante. Y... lo vamos a dejar por aquí entonces y continuaremos el próximo día teniendo que convencer a Giuseppe Peaggi, George Washington, Volner, Godoy y Lady Hillsborough. Es que vaya follón. Si nos hubiésemos cargado a Emma sería uno menos a convencer. Y... esto es... el carajo de George Washington ya estaba de parte de Mortimer y nosotros lo volvimos en contra y ahora tenemos que volver a traerlo de vuelta. O sea, me gusta complicar las cosas. Nada, continuamos entonces el próximo día donde lo dejamos en este último episodio. Así que hasta la próxima.